Hey, what's up, Ham Fam? Welcome back to another episode of Heart as a Mother. And today we are doing a dope dad segment. For those of you who are just tuning in, I am your hostess with the mostest, Jizzy. And joining me today, as always, is my lovely co-host, Harleen.
Hello. So again, it's been a minute because we're on bi-weekly, but we are back into the studio. Super excited.
Yeah.
For those of you just tuning in, I am Har, and that is Jizzy, just two moms creating a safe space to share the honesty and realness that comes with parenthood. Because let's face it, parenting is freaking hard. But before we start, we wanted to give a big ups to Calavera Cantina in Calgary. If you're in the Calgary area, be sure to check out this restaurant where after 8 p.m. it's adult time.
Yeah, put those kids to bed early and go get some margaritas. It was so good there.
We
were there like 2 nights ago.
I love it.
Good.
I love that place.
Yeah. So also don't forget to follow us on Instagram or Facebook. Most importantly, subscribe to our YouTube channel and never miss exciting news coming from our Ham Fam. We are also on Buy Me a Coffee. So if you want to know more about how you can support your girls, visit us at www.buymeacoffee.com/HAMother. And we'll also throw that link in the episode notes. Yeah, so as Har said, good to be back today. Today we'll be talking about getting back into shape after having kids, running marathons and running your own business, and just some cool dad hacks for raising good kids.
Okay. So let's get real here for 1 second. This is one of the dopest dads that I know. Truly in awe of how humble he is, but he definitely needs to be recognized, you guys. He's a photographer, a graphic designer. Hold on, he has more. More importantly, he's a husband, a father, a true student to the game. He is inspired to always improve as a husband to his wife. Come on, guys. That's inspiring itself.
I know.
So also as a father to his 3-year-old daughter, he's been able to reconnect with the Calgary fitness community through a local ambassadorship with Lululemon, where he's discovered himself through sweat and community. He is now realizing his values of connection, charity, family through his photography collective, Radical Gentleman Creative. We want to welcome Dope Dad Stevie.
Hi, Stevie.
Hey, what's up? Damn, you gassed me up big time there.
Take it.
Yeah. Well, welcome. And
damn, I'm feeling pretty good right now.
as you should. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be with us today. And of course, like you and I are no strangers to each other. We both graduated from McNally's.
Oh, you're
way
McNally
back.
too.
Yeah.
Damn.
What's up?
Yeah, and if for those of you who don't know, he is also married to one half of the creative duo, CNC Event Design,
Yeah.
who we did the She event with.
Crazy, right?
Yes.
But hold on. Before you go into segue, I'm kind of throwing shit like everywhere right now.
As in true Har fashion.
So I want before we start, I'm going to start off with this.
We're going to go backwards here.
We're going to go backwards because I really feel like people really need to understand who this dope dad is. So we asked your partner, your wife, why she thinks you're a dope dad and what the world should know about you. So
Dang.
I'm gonna let you. Oh, hold on.
Oh, you guys got a video or something?
I do. I'll let you.
Damn,
even
you trying to
watch
get me
it.
to cry or something right now?
Hold up.
It's bonus points if we get you to cry.
I think
That's
that
easy.
you are the dopest dad because you are showing me every single day what a true partner is like, and you really support me and Liv in everything that we do, and you really throw caution to the wind, you challenge us, and ultimately take care of us. So I am so grateful for you, and I know Liv is too.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Damn,
damn.
dusty over here.
You need some Kleenex? We got some Kleenex.
I got some Kleenex right here.
Who's cutting onions?
Right here,
Who
Stevie.
is cutting onions?
I'm gonna hold on to this. Boss. You know, I might need this soon. Damn, that's some real talk right there.
Yeah.
I love that woman, man. I love that woman. She's great.
She is. She's amazing.
Yeah. She really is inspiring. I mean, we got to
Jeez.
work with her.
Yeah, she's a hustler, man. She knows what's up.
Yeah.
She's
Totally.
Shout
killing
out
it in
Chloe.
business right now.
Shout out,
Love you,
Chloe.
girl. Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, I'm a lucky guy. I get to support that woman and all her endeavors and business, goals and stuff like that. So
Yeah. And that's what it's all about, just having a
Absolutely.
supportive partner. And I know that you guys are super supportive of each other. I mean, she was stoked when you told her we wanted you on our show. So
Oh, was she?
Yeah.
She didn't even know you were coming
Shucks.
onto the show until Giselle was like, "Did you know Stevie's coming?" She's like, "Oh, no, I didn't know."
I'm like, do you guys not talk?
We talk once in a while. We talk once in a while. Yeah.
So just to give our audience a little bit more context of what kind of dad you are, we decided to start off with a game. We usually leave the games
Okay.
to the end, but
But this time we're gonna do it right away.
we're just
Turn it
gonna
up a little bit.
go
Straight
right
up.
off the bat.
Straight up.
I'm here for that.
So we're gonna ask you a series of questions, and say if you, I guess you can raise your hand, but then the people who are listening won't see it. So you can say I have or I have not. For every one of these questions that we're going to ask you. So
We're
it's
playing Never Have I Ever. Huh?
well, we're playing How Dad Are You?
All right.
All
Let's
right,
do
it's just like shit dads do and say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
go
here for
first.
that.
Yeah. So you've said, "Let's rock and roll" before leaving an establishment.
100%. I said that last week. Like, for sure, I've said
I
that.
said that before I left the house. What are you talking about?
You know what? I actually
100.
say that. Oh my
You say that?
Yeah, like
Let's
All
rock
right,
and
gang,
I'll
let's
be
rock
like-
and roll.
I'll be like, "Okay, guys, let's rock and roll." Like, I don't know why. Where did that come from?
It must be a
Yeah.
parent thing.
Oh, 100%. I think I've let it slip in like my team chat at work too. Like, all right, rock and roll, let's go. It's like, damn.
It's just
Age
like a
showing.
subtle way of gassing everyone up before leaving.
Yeah.
Okay, you shake your handful of snacks, i.e., peanuts, before popping them in your mouth. Like,
Yeah, I've done that before for sure. I don't know if it's like
Okay.
a thing I do all the time though, but yeah.
So you watch news standing up with your hands folded in front of you?
Not on the regular. I've done it though.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
that
Like,
does.
especially you see some concerning news, you're like, I don't know about that.
Third lockdown.
They're locked down. I don't know.
You have a garbage bag ready to collect wrapping paper when opening gifts during the holidays.
Yep. Yeah, I got that one. Yeah, I
All right.
learned that one from my dad.
Why would you want to have a mess? Like, why would you want all the wrapping paper to be laying there? Anyways, I digress.
Yeah.
You've stolen your child's Halloween candy and called it candy tax.
Yep. Yeah, no, I'd steal it for sure. I even stole the Easter candy just this weekend.
Me
So.
too.
Yeah.
Me too. It's just too much for one kid, right?
What is she gonna do with it? Right?
Exactly. You get to the airport 4 hours before your flight takes off.
No, I don't do that. I'm actually the one that's always late. We almost missed a flight from
Because of you.
DC back. Yeah, because I had to go find Auntie Anne's pretzel.
Oh my
We were in
god!
DC. I traveled like 3 terminals just to get a pretzel.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I can't believe they
Chloe's
closed the one here.
pissed.
I was,
Did they really?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gone. It's not cross iron anymore.
I was like, there's no reason to go to Cross Island
Yeah.
anymore.
Chloe was so mad, arms crossed, waiting for me, but then she ate the pretzel on the plane. So we're cool.
Thanks a lot for making us late.
Now I'm eating this. You refuse to get rid of clothes
Clothes. Sorry. Typo.
until they are literally unwearable.
No, I'm pretty good at getting rid of my stuff. I got a lot of shit that I just, keep. So, after we moved more recently, I just do a better job of like trying to get rid of stuff. So
Yeah.
That's good.
minimize.
Okay. You've been known to wear an unbuttoned collared shirt over a graphic T-shirt.
Yes. Yes. 100B.
Dope dad.
Definitely do that.
You use caps lock a lot.
Not a lot. I again, going back to the team chat at work, I definitely use like the all caps for emphasis.
Why? Oh, okay.
Oh, for
okay.
emphasis.
And then
Okay,
I'm
that's
like, "Why are you
okay.
yelling at me?"
That's
It's like-
okay.
But what's the premise behind using those cap locks, anyways? Like what?
For emphasis.
Oh,
Or-
that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna write a few words there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You feel an inexplicable urge to comment on the state of gas prices when they're both high and low.
Yeah, definitely. I've definitely done that.
Do you text someone? I texted someone. I was like, "Yo, gas was 121. What the fuck?"
I've like pulled up Gas Buddy and stuff like that. It's like, yo, where's the cheap gas at? I've
You
done
have
that before on
Do
the
you
road.
have Gas Buddy? I do too.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
100% done that. I got a car now. It takes premium. I've had to.
Oh my God, I know. I wanted to drive to Taza today. For those of you guys who don't know, it's the new Costco in Calgary. Their gas is cheaper than everywhere else. I think it's like $1.17 for premium.
Oh damn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
it's-
definitely hold out for
Jeez.
gas.
Yeah.
For Costco gas.
Oh, for sure.
I try to.
Yeah. See, parent stuff. This is parent shit.
Right. So your wallet is so thick, filled with paper. It's basically a blunt weapon.
Oh no. I got like one of those little card wallets.
Okay.
Okay. I
Keep
think
it
it's
minimal.
just mine's always overflowing.
Oh,
with
but
crap.
you got a bag, right? So you wear a purse. I wear the fanny pack. How about that? That's pretty dad, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty rad.
Pretty rad dad.
Yeah.
Kind of on trend right now.
Yeah. You've said, looks like we came at the right time when leaving a crowded restaurant with a lineup.
I can picture it in my head.
It's like Chloe giving you these like quotes,
No, I
like,
swear to God,
oh,
she didn't.
Oh, okay, word. No, I've definitely done that though. I've definitely done that for sure.
You prefer backing into parking spots.
Oh, yeah, I almost did outside too.
Oh, did you?
I was going to. I definitely contemplated it.
Why is that like a dad thing?
It's a flex. It's like,
It is,
check me
yeah.
out.
Like, look.
And then you don't even look
at
back.
me.
You just look in your rearview
Look at me
mirror.
backing
Yeah.
up.
You love grilling.
Yeah, I do. I love to grill.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
I don't know how to grill. I'm always afraid I'm gonna like singe my eyebrows.
Grilling?
Yeah.
How close do you put your face
No,
to the freaking
like,
grill?
I'm just scared.
Hold on.
I'm scared I'm gonna do something.
Let
I
me
don't know.
flip
It's a
the
phobia.
burger
Okay, it's a
Smell
while
phobia.
my face
Smell that
is.
steak, yeah.
I need my eyebrows.
So you've fallen asleep on the couch at family parties.
Yeah.
That's a
I have.
super dad thing.
Oh, but like all that Filipino food, right? Like,
That's
it's
true.
definitely
True.
gonna, like, make
Yeah,
you
the
pass
itis.
out.
itis.
Yeah, for sure. That's
You've answered your phone with ELO.
yeah, but it's like someone I know, probably just like.
Oh, like as a joke.
yeah, just to fuck around, right?
Cool. Okay, you've made a pun at an extremely inappropriate time.
Pun. I'm not good at those puns, really. Those dad jokes and those puns. That's not my game. That's not my flavor.
Okay.
Lance is really good at that. Cassie's fiance. He's got the dad jokes like on lock.
I can see that.
Oh,
actually.
why?
I don't know.
Like,
I
does
guess
he
he's
just sit there and just like,
practicing,
hold
or-
on, I'm going to Google all the dad jokes just in case I become a dad. I'm going to be equipped with dad jokes. I can see him, though. I
maybe.
met him, like, when was it? A couple
Yeah.
weeks ago?
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's on character. For
He's
him,
pretty
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
You play videos at full volume on your phone.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, there was like those times like where it's like laying in bed and like you just pull up like Instagram and then all of a sudden the volume would be like maxed out.
And then you'd
It's
wake
like-
Chloe up.
Yeah, it's like a skateboarding video or something like that. It's like, wow, bad. She says like every day I do that. So.
So you remind people to check the oil in their car at a random unnecessary times.
No. I do that though. I don't remind anybody to do it, but I do it for sure.
You should. You have a preferred mug.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
everybody does.
For sure.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
don't think it's a dad thing, right?
Yeah.
You believe music today all sounds the same.
Ooh. That's controversial. It's controversial for sure. Like I like some of the new music still, but definitely
Like black and yellow, black and yellow, black. You like that one?
Do you think that's new?
that's not new.
It's not new,
That's
but
like
that's the
10
only
years ago.
stupid song that I could think of that is like, how did this become a damn hit?
Oh, you're not a fan of that song?
oh.
Steelers? No.
Why?
I don't know.
Black and yellow, but like that's
Wiz?
all they
Not a Wiz
say.
fan, eh?
There's a lot of stupid songs out there.
Yeah.
Is it the beat, or is it more the beat, or are you like, yeah, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and
I don't know,
yellow?
it's a
Like,
pretty hype song. I
all
guess,
right,
you know?
all right, okay.
I mean, a lot of the
okay.
trap music does sound like the same these days. I'm more into like that R&B stuff right now.
Mhm.
Some pretty good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
All right.
but yeah, it does sound a little bit the same.
All
Okay.
right.
You sneeze at an unacceptably loud volume.
Yeah, I do.
On purpose, though, because I have friends who do this, Sean, who are like so loud. And I'm like, can you please keep it down? And he's like, I can't help it. I'm like, yes, you can. Like, so do you do it on purpose?
I don't know. I think maybe at one point it was just like, yeah, I'm gonna see how loud I can make this thing, and it just kind of stuck, you know. I don't know.
Okay,
thing.
so you've said, guess it's free then if an item at the store doesn't scan.
No, I've never said that, but my dad has 100% said
My
that.
dad
For sure.
always
Wait,
says
do you
that.
say that?
No, I don't
No.
say that. Because I know the person's going to be like, yeah, okay, I've
Okay,
heard that.
asshole. Like,
Idiot.
Oh, okay.
my dad for sure said that.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
You said, what's the damage when getting a restaurant bill?
Have I said that? No, I don't. Yeah, I probably let that go once.
Yeah.
You've said, hi, hungry, I'm dad.
Oh no, my kid's not old enough to be like that yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna save that though. I will do that.
Okay.
My
okay.
dad totally does.
Yeah,
that.
my dad did that to me too.
That was fun.
Super fun. You're
that it?
You said
like
yes to most of
probably
them.
90%. You're
I
legit.
pass?
You are 90% dad.
Yeah,
That's the
legit,
vibe
legit,
check.
legit.
Vibe check.
So, it's funny because it's super cheesy what we were just talking about. And I do catch myself saying stuff like that. And I used to like roll my eyes at my dad and he'll be like, oh, like he'll say something corny. I was like, oh my God, you're embarrassing me. Stop. I actually do that now. And
Yeah.
I only realized
that
that.
person.
Yeah. Well, I only realized that today because she sent me over these questions. And I said, and I
I
said,
say that. I say that.
oh my God, who am I? So anyways, Stevie, tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, tell us who Stevie is, like your upbringing and, tell us a little bit more about you.
Cool. All right. Well, I don't know. Born and raised in Calgary. My father is Canadian. He's white, so to speak. My mom is Filipino. So like, yeah, just mixed kid growing up Calgary. There wasn't too many of us like that back in the day, but that's kind of where it started. And yeah, grew up in the Northeast. Got to represent.
Where in the
Yeah,
Northeast?
shout out
Grew up
Northeast.
in Temple. Went to Skolin. Went to McNally in high school. Yeah, so a lot of fond memories back in the hood. Miss that place a lot.
For sure.
That's where we met. I'm sure. Like I know
Yeah.
your brother. We went to high school together.
Yeah, actually, I lived in
Yeah.
Temple. I went to
Yeah,
Skolin.
you
I
were
went
that
to
kid that's like right on
McNally.
the corner. I remember, right?
Yes, with the crabapple tree.
Yeah. I
Yes,
don't know about
that
the
was
crab
us.
apples, but I remember you guys. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Because I think your dad had that Porsche out front.
Yeah, he doesn't have that anymore.
No,
but yeah,
no.
that was his baby.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So I grew up in Northeast Calgary.
Hold on. Your dad had a Porsche in Temple. I'm surprised he didn't get you.
It was a flex for sure. Yeah.
Anyways, I digress.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess I'm a photographer, a graphic designer. I have a photography collective that I operate with a friend named Winifred Valencia, who's a friend of mine from high school. Or we go way back and stuff like that. And it's like we both started this like whole photography journey together at about the exact same time, and kind of been just riding that wave kind of ever since, like together. Always been shooting together and stuff.
You did shoot was Love for Lewiston?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So, yeah, funny that you say that because like Jessica Jensen, who's actually been on this podcast.
Yes. Shout out Jessica.
Man, Jessica, man, she's a real one.
Yeah,
I love
Yes.
Jessica.
totally.
She's
yeah.
like one of them, like the realest, like most authentic,
She's
big-hearted
amazing.
people
Yeah.
I've ever met. But anyways, like she's one of the people that put us on for real. We really got serious about like doing this like Radman thing about 2000, we'll say 16, just after I got married.
Yeah.
And yeah, like she's like one of the first people to put us on. Like they were looking for a photographer for Lewiston's second birthday, and yeah, we stepped up and we said we would do it, like pro bono, like happy to like just like volunteer our time and
Yeah.
stuff like that for such a worthy cause and stuff like that. Because like I knew Jessica's story from social media and like all that stuff, like how she's like connected with the fitness community and stuff. So yeah, so like we were happily to do that, and then from there, that's how we kind of connected with Lululemon, because Jessica also does that. Yeah, the Ride the Roof, which you kind of mentioned, right? So the first Ride the Roof was a partnership with Lululemon, and yeah, that kind of just I guess put us on pipeline with them. I guess I don't really want to say, right? But anyways, that's how we got connected with that community, and the rest is kind of like history from there, I guess.
Do you take the photos that are hung all around the Lululemon stores in Calgary? You do, right?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
we
So
do.
check those out, guys. You guys have seen Stevie's work without even knowing it.
That it's Stevie.
Yeah.
Hey.
And also just to highlight how talented and tight knit the community is that you are from. So his partner or business partner, Winifred, his wife is Carlene, who was on at the She event.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So she's
Yeah.
also a Lululemon ambassador too,
Yep,
right?
she is.
So yeah, everyone's just like kind of intertwined.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah, totally. It's like
That's
it's a
amazing.
real tight community for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so we also hear you're a marathon runner.
Well, I mean, we'll say I ran a half marathon.
That's still very impressive. You did Seaweeds too, right? That was that it?
Okay, so that's another funny story. I 2018, I said like my big goal was I'm going to be running Seaweeds. So leading up to that, I ran the Calgary Marathon. So I started training way back in March, and that carried on all the way until August for Seaweeds. And then when it finally came time to do Seaweeds, I ended up catching hand, foot, and mouth disease from my daughter.
I've had that too.
It
It
fucking
fucking-
sucks.
it's the worst.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
Like literally the day we were supposed to fly out, I ended up catching a fever.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And I hopped on a plane with a fever. I the day before the race, actually hours before the race, I started getting like the stuff on your hands,
the
and on
red
your
dots.
feet.
Yeah.
And my throat started to close up, and it was like hard to swallow and stuff like that. So like
This was on the way to Vancouver.
this is in Vancouver now at this
Oh.
point at 3 a.m. the day of the race. I was like, that's when I decided I can't do it.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. And I mean, like knowing what we know now, like obviously, like you would never do some shit like that, right? Like, because obviously you could spread that to other people around you and stuff. So like that kind of played into my decision too, right? But honestly, I thought I would die if I tried to run a half marathon with hand, foot, and mouth disease.
Totally.
Like, it was brutal. But
Well, that's crazy.
Have you ever had it?
No. What is it?
So basically, you get like these red spots, and the thing is, adults suffer more from it than kids. Like kids can get it, but the symptoms are more severe in adults.
Yeah.
So I got mine from Ava too, and for her it was just like a fever.
Yeah.
It was like an ongoing fever, maybe for like 3 or 4 days, like on and off.
Yeah.
But with adults, you get like it feels like pins and needles, like your hands are asleep.
Yeah.
But
That's
it's like stabbing pain.
Oh my God.
rough.
Like just for your hands, or is that all
no,
over
you
your
get on your feet.
On your feet. Do you get it in your mouth? Like inside?
Yeah, I think you get
Yeah.
like on the inside of your mouth. Like,
Yeah. And you can have like repercussions months down the line. Like,
oh yeah.
So for me, did you lose any fingernails?
I was just gonna say I lost my fingernail.
I lost my
I only
big
lost one.
toenail.
I lost one though.
I lost.
Wait, is
two.
there medication for this? You guys are scaring
No,
me.
you gotta ride this shit out, man.
Yeah, girl, you get it. You get it. I would never wish it upon anybody. It's the
Anybody.
worst. It was worse than like chicken pox. And I've had pneumonia.
Yo,
So
real talk. Like, okay, I've had COVID, right? But I thought hand, foot, and mouth was worse.
it is.
Like,
I
real
can
talk.
see that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So, and the
I don't
thing
know.
is with hand, foot, and mouth, it's like when you lose your fingernails, it doesn't even happen right away.
Okay, I don't want to be around toddlers now.
Yo, it's like, yeah,
Like
it's scary,
legit,
man.
you
Yeah,
guys
it's
are
scary.
fucking scaring
Like,
me.
Scary.
It took her a while to be like truly diagnosed with it. Like we just thought it was like a little
How do you
fever.
get it?
She was like Liv was kind of drooly. I don't know. She might have got it from like
Somebody else.
You
But
can't. Yeah,
other
you can't
kid,
tell.
day
like
home.
how
I
does
don't know.
how
Kids
does,
are dirty. They'll lick
No, I know,
anything.
but what I'm saying is how does one get that? Like I get it, you can spread it, but what is the root cause of this thing?
Honestly,
like
I
why?
don't
don't
know.
know. It's probably the same way as COVID spread, like through.
Yeah, just like
spit
it
and stuff
spreads like
that.
a regular cold.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I didn't know Ava had it because I just thought she was sick. But I knew I had it because actually I was at the Drake concert and it happened the day after. And I called my nurse friend and I was like, what's happening to me? And they're like, she's like, did you drink last night? Were you partying? I was like, yeah. She's like, well, just drink like a green juice and it should go away. And it didn't. And I was like, what the fuck's happening? And then I searched it up and then I was like, oh yeah, I got
Yeah,
it.
it sucks. And the worst part is like you can't even eat. Like your
Yeah.
throat hurts like that bad. Well, I don't know if it's like for everybody. I actually had strep throat too at the same time.
Oh God.
Right? That's like a shit sandwich, right? But anyways, I had strep throat at the same time too, so I couldn't even like eat anything. So I was out in Vancouver, and all I was doing is like laying in bed and eating yogurt.
Were you
That's
by
all I could
yourself?
do. No, I was with Chloe. Liv was there.
Okay.
And actually, my mom came out too, so she could like watch Liv, so we can like party at night and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Which didn't happen, obviously.
Yeah.
You're like scary. Like every single
No,
parent.
every
there,
time
it's
you
like,
see a toddler, you're gonna be like, "Oh my
like-
God, stay away."
oh my God.
I know there's gonna be some parents that listen to this and be like, "Yo,
It's
real
funny
talk."
because you never said that about COVID, but then when we brought up hand, foot, and mouth, you're like, "No, fuck it, I don't want to see any toddlers."
No.
Well, Jay, my son also tested positive for COVID.
Yeah.
He wasn't severely sick.
Yeah.
He was just very fatigued and he just wanted to sleep.
Yeah.
He would, I'm pretty sure he had a little bit of a fever. I don't think so, but he just slept for maybe 3 days and then he was like fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, my experience with COVID was like it was 48 hours of fever.
Yeah.
And then for like a week or two after that, it was just like riding this wave where you
Yeah.
feel good one day and then you
Yeah.
feel really shitty the next day. So
I'd
actually,
ra-
you know what? No, I lied. COVID's pretty shitty. I'll say COVID.
Was it
so
worse?
which one would you rather have? COVID?
Would you
Either.
rather?
if
you had to pick one.
pick,
Yeah.
I know you don't want any of it, but if you had to choose one,
Yeah.
which one? He's like, what? What did I
What the
walk
fuck kind of
into?
questions
Why
are these?
am I on this
Yo.
podcast? Why-
COVID or hand, foot, and mouth?
Which one would you take? Shit.
Which one was worse for you?
Probably hand, foot, and mouth.
I guess considering the fact that you couldn't do seaweeds, The fact that you also had strep
Yeah.
throat, the fact that you were in Vancouver, couldn't eat all that delicious food.
Yeah, maybe that's what like impacts it more.
Yeah.
It's like,
Okay,
it's like
at
a whole
least-
emotional thing
yeah.
surrounding hand food.
At
For sure.
least, like with COVID, it was just like up and down. You're good the next day, but like the hand, foot, and mouth, whatever you call it, that's consistent.
Well,
right?
you lost fingernails, right?
Yeah, yeah. I
Guys,
definitely did.
like 2 weeks later, I was like, the fuck happened to
Yeah.
Yeah, it just falls off.
It just
It's, like,
falls off.
crazy.
So for me, it was falling off from the nail bed, so I could see my
can't.
nail
Yeah.
lifting.
That's it, right? It's
guys-
And I
a
was like,
nail bed.
oh, fuck. And then I had to wear a Band-Aid around my finger because it looked so gross. And then finally, when my nail grew out, I was like, I'm getting my fucking nails done.
Yeah.
I treated myself.
I'm not gonna drop any names, but I know somebody lost all their nails. So
Oh, God. Really?
that's rough.
That is rough.
I wouldn't. What would I do? I'd wear like mitts, but then it's like summertime. What the fuck are you wearing mitts for? I'm like,
Just
I'm cold. Okay?
tape them like, and then be like, yeah, I'm going for that Michael Jackson look.
Yeah, I was walking around Vancouver like that. I had like these white gloves, like little dollar store white gloves, and a mask on, walking around Vancouver, and like I look like such a clown.
Whatevs. I mean, now it's like the
Just doing
norm.
miming. And
It
shit.
is.
Yeah, you're like, pay me. Anyways, so
Yeah,
we probably talked about hand, foot, and mouth
for like
For-
20 minutes.
20 minutes. Now everyone's like,
Yeah.
I'm scared.
That's going to be the name of this episode.
No, you know what? It should be. Dope
Hand,
dad
foot, and mouth.
with hand,
This
foot, and
podcast
mouth.
is going off. Yo, you're gonna get so many sponsors off this shit.
Wait, if you actually put that there, people who's Googling it will come up.
That's some
They're gonna
clickbait.
think it's a
It is
remedy,
clickbait, yeah.
but we're just
But
not.
really, we're just
It's
talking
like,
shit about it.
what? My fingernails are gonna come off.
That's what it should be. It should be like, what would you rather have, COVID or hand, foot, and mouth?
COVID
That'd be a
versus
good
head,
title.
foot, and mouth. Yeah.
That's a
True.
good title.
Yeah. No, we wouldn't do you dirty like that, Stevie. You're more than your disease, okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
okay. So, anyways, Lululemon. So, I heard you were the first cultural ambassador for Lululemon. Tell us what that actually entails.
Yeah. So I guess like really what it really means is like we're not fitness guys, I guess, right? Like, I mean, I can't speak on Winifred's behalf, but he's a fitness dude. Like he does CrossFit, he coaches and stuff like that. But me, myself, I'm not like, coming into it, I wasn't a fitness guy. Like for instance, like when we did this event, it was like an all guys event. Like we jumped on a party bus and we went out to Canmore, to like some distillery out there, right? And the bus was like full of dudes, and we all had our business cards and we handed them out and stuff like that, so we can all connect with each other that way, right? And everyone's card said like coach, or it said like owner, because they're like gym owners or something like that, or like bodybuilder and stuff like that. And like here's me like handing out my business card, like, yo, photographer. I can take your photo.
I can flex that.
I can flex that.
There you go.
But I think like, yeah, it just really means that like, Lululemon is really trying to branch out and like do other things other than just like the whole boutique fitness thing.
Yeah.
And trying to like, meet activists, musicians, artists, that sort of thing too. So I guess like we're kind of like that first step, I guess, in that direction
Yeah.
for the organization, right? So yeah.
Awesome.
I had no idea. I thought you, like, I knew you were an ambassador, but not in that context, and that you took pictures for Lululemon. But
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah. So we want to talk to your role as a husband and a father, because that's a
That's what
super
we're here for,
important
right?
one.
Yeah. Not hand, foot, and mouth guy. Fuck, we talked about it for 20 minutes.
Still relevant.
Now Har has a phobia of it.
I can't, you guys. I
Trigger
don't want to
warning.
be around toddlers anymore. Like we have a play date. I have a play date with Ava this in 2 days.
Girl,
So-
she does not have hand, foot, and mouth. I
She's had
guarantee
it.
it.
Okay,
been
so it's
there.
past.
Is it
Okay.
like
I don't think catch
chicken
again,
pox
though.
where you can't? Let's just say you
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah, she's good. She's
She's
got
good.
it.
She's fine.
Antibodies.
She got it already. So you've been married to your beautiful wife, Chloe, for years now. What has the pandemic taught you about your marriage and about being a father?
Oh man, pandemic question out of the bat. Like, you know what? Like the pandemic's been like a gift. Let's like be real. Prior to the pandemic, prior to like lockdowns and stuff like that, it was a lot of keeping up with the Joneses, moving on to the next thing. Hitting that checklist, right? That to-do list, and like, the pandemic really forced me to like slow down, be present, be there for my family, rather than like, thinking about like something else I'm supposed to be doing, right? I got nothing else to do. This is it right now. Just spend time with my family. So, but yeah, like real talk, like I don't think I've ever shared this with anybody. But you guys have provided this space where I kind of feel safe, where I can say this. But the first few weeks of the pandemic was like probably like some of the darkest days I've ever had as a father. I was just like coming off of spending like months taking care of my kid full time, which is, you know, a joy, you know, get to spend that time with her. But I had plans for the year, right? I had these goals that I wanted to do. And then finding out like the world's gonna be shut down, like really hit me pretty hard. And like, I don't even know how to say this, but Chloe and I had a real hard conversation. Like we were in the basement. She was like doing my hair, like cutting my hair for me. And like, we were just like talking, and I don't know, I was going through like a real deep depression at that point. And, like I admitted to her in that moment, like that I had, that I resented my daughter, which is like really fucked up to say, but like in that moment I felt like I resented my daughter because of the way she made me feel like such a terrible father. But then like as soon as I said that, as soon as like it came out of my mouth, I made the realization, it's like, yo, like that's you, bro. That's on you. Like you put those expectations on yourself that like, you know, your kid needs to behave this way or act this way. But like, she's not a robot. I'm not raising a robot, nothing like that. Right. So, yeah, in that moment, I just like, it just clicked to me like, damn, like, no, it's not her that you resent. It's yourself that you resent because you've put these expectations on yourself to be a father, like to be, if your kid doesn't, you know, go to bed at a certain time, it's like you look at it as your failure as a father. Or like if your kid doesn't finish her meal at dinner time, it's like you feel like you're a failure as a father. You know what I mean? But it's not like that. Like I said, we're not raising robots. These are people. These are human beings, right? And you know, each one of them are different. So I don't know. Like I said, I've never really like talked too much about this, but like maybe somebody would hear this and like they'll feel that too. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
I think we could we could appreciate that you're honest about it. You could sit here and we can say, Stevie, you're a great dad, XYZ. But I mean, like Giselle and I were saying, parenting is hard. There's shit that I've done and said, even now that I am fighting like my own self with my mind, with my child. And to have that honesty with your partner and with yourself, I think it's big. People think about these things. People think about, why did I even have kids? Like, oh my God, like I could be doing so much more. It's not that you don't love your kids any less. It's just sometimes those are the darkest days that you just you forget about certain things of why you did it in the first place. Yeah.
And thank you for your honesty. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for sharing that with us and with whoever's listening, because I know for a fact that you are pulling on someone's heartstrings right now because they're feeling the same way. We get a lot of feedback from dads who feel that way. And usually dads don't share stuff like that with each other, right? It's always just like, you know, kicking it with the boys. Like, what are you really going to talk about? But so yeah, we appreciate your honesty.
Oh, absolutely. No, thank you for like giving this like platform where I would even feel comfortable enough to say something like this, you know?
Yeah. So
yeah.
because you said that you had, at the time you resented being the dad or Liv.
Yeah.
We asked her what she loves about you as a dad. Just 1 second.
Oh God. Now you definitely gonna try to make me cry.
Oh, hold on. what she loves doing with dad.
Buddy, what do you like doing with Daddy? Do you like riding your bike with Daddy? Do you like mouse? Do you like going to the park with Dad? Look at this.
Chloe, your wife said, "This is classic Liv. He will understand." I don't. So explain to us what she was saying and what it means.
Oh man, that kid is just like so full of energy and like just such a bright, awesome human being, man. Like I'm so blessed to have a kid like that, for real. But yeah, no, like I guess like my dad thing that I like to do is like, or what my gift is as a father. Like, you know, everyone has like their gifts as like a parent, and then they have their things that they need to work on as a parent. Like for me, it's like I got to work on my patience. I got to work on like my patience. But like
That's never ending.
that's
You know
it's
that.
never
Oh, no,
ending.
this always gonna be
Yeah,
tested
totally.
for sure, for real. And then like the thing that I think I'm really good at is like providing her experiences and like teaching her like new things and stuff like that. So yeah, she was just saying like she really likes to go on bike rides with me. That's like one of the things that we love to do together. I like to like take her out skateboarding with me. Like she like rides between my feet on the skateboard and we just like roll
Aw.
around together and stuff like that. Like we go for walks, hikes, playgrounds, like all that type of stuff. So yeah, no, she's
Yeah,
a dope ass kid, man. She's just so much fun.
totally. See, and what you were saying before about how you were feeling, it's totally normal because you know that on the other side of it, all the good stuff trumps the bad.
Oh, 100%.
100%. Like you can have the shittiest day, you can feel like the shittiest dad, but at the end of the day, you're just like, I'm so lucky I get to be a dad.
Absolutely. Yeah. I
Mhm.
mean, there's people that would like trade everything to be in my place right now. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So it was just like, I don't know. In that moment, I was going through a lot of stuff. I was like living, I didn't really understand myself either at that time too. Like I didn't really understand what it meant to be a dad or what it was like, how to be a good dad even, you know what I mean? So like, you know, like I said, the pandemic's has been like such a gift. It's really afforded me that time to like spend more time with my daughter and like build that relationship with each other. And you're right, like there are like days where you feel like shit and you're like, damn, like I'm fucking this up. Like
Yeah, we
and
all have them.
I'm breaking this kid. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. But like then there's other days where you're like, fuck, I'm killing this shit. Like I'm so
Yeah.
awesome at this.
Yeah.
I
You're
am-
like, I'm legit. I'm a fucking dope dad.
Yeah.
You are a
yeah,
dope
for
dad.
real.
You would not be here if you weren't a
Oh.
dope dad.
Shh. Please. Thank you.
So yeah, we the most important. Oh, sorry, let me start over. We want to ask you, what's the most important thing you've learned about being a girl dad?
Oh shit, being a girl dad, hey. Well, I've always thought that like you should raise your daughters like you raise your boys like the way you raise your daughters. So, you know, I'm not gonna like, you know, limit her to like just like princesses and
Oh, of
like,
course.
you know, all that type of stuff. Like I want to give her like fun experiences, like again, like riding a skateboard or like anything like that. I think like the biggest thing I've ever learned is tenderness. Learn tenderness from it, and not even just like having tenderness for her or for like Chloe, but like having tenderness for myself too. You know, and like I don't know, like honestly, I don't see too much of a difference if I was like raising a boy versus raising a girl. Truthfully, maybe it's like kind of like open my eyes a little bit to some other things, but like honestly, like yeah, no, I think tenderness is probably like the biggest lesson I've taken away from, excuse me, from having a daughter. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just going to snowball off that because with everything that's going on right now with like attacks on women and just, you know, women really, really fighting for equality. Because let's face it, we are a long way from that.
Long way.
Sorry. I really realized when we had that conversation, sorry I interrupted, that we are still a long way.
Yeah.
Just
So far.
Such a long way.
just this year I realized.
Yeah.
We are so far still.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
are. And so how has that changed your perspective on parenting a girl, and what sorts of things do you like keep you up at night about how, oh, what can I talk to her about, like this thing that's going on, you know, because with all the trending like problems that women are facing these days, like have you thought about what like that stuff? Does that bother you?
It's crossed my mind. I mean, absolutely, it does bother me. It more or less actually makes me worry about my wife. You know, Chloe working in downtown and you know going through parking garages and shit like that. You know, like definitely, it's crossed my mind there. I think with Liv though, it's. I mean, it's as a parent, we're all gonna worry about that type of shit,
For
right?
sure, yeah.
No matter what. Like that's just part of the game. Like you're gonna be a parent, you're gonna worry about some stuff. I like to think that I'm not gonna be like that type of father, but I know for sure, like I'm gonna worry.
You can't
I'm gonna
help
be
it.
calling her all the time. I can't help
Yeah.
it, exactly, right? But I think like leading up to that, like I just want to do my best to like empower her, give her the tools to make her feel like she's a strong, independent woman. Which I mean, she is already. Like this kid is like, she's like so like she's got an edge to her for sure. So I mean, I think in that sense, I don't really need to worry as much, but I will worry. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, I just want to like empower her, make her know that she's strong, make her feel that she's strong. Yeah, and kind of go from there and see what happens. I guess.
Do you think that if you had a boy, do you think your perspective would be completely different with whatever's happening with like the women.
Oh,
And I mean,
sure.
sure, like you'll probably talk to Chloe and all the other people, but not really not be able to have a eye opener to it because you actually have a daughter who's going to go through this motion.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Honestly, I think it's more an issue for fathers who have sons. This shit is going on. And this
Thank
is
you
the
for
thing.
saying that.
Yes.
You got to teach your boys
Yeah.
how to treat women
Yeah.
properly.
Yeah.
That catcalling, hollering at girls like that,
Mhm.
inappropriate. That no means no. It doesn't mean try harder.
Mhm.
That,
Being mean to a girl means you like them.
yeah, like that's all bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be acting that way. So like, yeah. So any of the dads out there that have sons that are listening, that's the real takeaway from all this stuff that we've been hearing is that like raise your boys right.
Yeah, because I have a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
And,
And like how has that like affected the way you've like raised your son or parented your son?
I've seen the way that boys were allowed compared to what I got to do. So I raised Jaden completely different. You know, sometimes people might think he's a little soft, but he's not soft. He's tough as nails, but he's so respectful. The one thing that I always get from school is he's so quiet. He's so well mannered. I was like, what? My son? Meh, you know, but you know what? I'm so happy when he goes to other people's houses. I don't have to worry about his mannerism. And also the way he treats women. The one thing I tell Jaden and how I would say it, because one, I'm a single mom, and I said, Jaden, think about your mom walking across the street and your friends and you're standing there and they start hollering and saying degrading things to me. What would that make you feel because they're saying that to your mom? Think about it, because that's someone else's mom, that's someone else's sister, that could be your cousin. So you should never try to say something about it. And if you don't want to say something about it, it's fine. Tell someone, or, you know, like say at school or something like that.
Yeah.
It starts with you. It never, it's sure, it starts off with people hollering and saying those things, but it doesn't stop unless you do something about it.
Oh.
It will continuously
For sure.
do that.
Yeah. I mean, like that's probably the best advice you can give them is to check your boys, right? And make sure that they're not acting wild in these streets.
Right.
Well, that's
You know
what
what I
I
mean?
told them. I was like, you can't get women that way. If you really want to learn, we're going to teach you.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm going to teach you how to do it. Just not like that, you know?
And you would know best because Har sends me all this shit, like because she's dating, of all the things that these guys sent her. I'm like, oh my God. Like
Yeah?
people say that to you. And I'm just like, so you know exactly how to
Well,
raise Jaden.
Somebody, okay, like what grown fucking man in their mid 30s to 40s having a conversation with a woman and then says, what's your favorite sexual position? If you watch my podcast, you would know. But
I said it on episode 9. Okay.
But
No.
what I'm saying is, can you really say that to my face and not be like through a text message? Because
No.
that is disgusting. That
Yeah.
is so distasteful.
Absolutely.
Like, why would you?
Like it's fucking corny too. Like let's
Yeah,
just
it
be
is.
real. Like what do you think like you're gonna get out of this?
Right,
Like,
right.
You think she's gonna give
Like,
you
yeah, this is
a
what I
straight up
like. Let's
answer?
go
Yeah.
at it.
And is that like what you're looking for? Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
But
dumb.
that's what's happening in the dating life. Like it's crazy. Like
Yeah.
not just
Jeez.
that, but I mean, I really hope our boys now that are growing up into men will do better. But it also just starts with the dads.
Yeah.
and the
It starts
moms.
at home.
It starts
For
at
sure,
home
man.
for
For
sure.
sure.
For
Yeah.
sure.
So, back to raising Olivia. So we know you stated that you're half Filipino. What sorts of Filipino traditions did you grow up with that you are important for you to pass on to Olivia?
Jeez, I don't know. You know what? Like, yeah, I'm half Filipino, but like my household was pretty much a white household. You know what I mean? I'm an only son or only child, excuse me. And only like my mother's side of like the extended family is like where I saw a lot of that Filipino stuff. If anything, I can't say like there's any traditions that I would pass on, but like the family values for sure are going to be passed on to her. How's like family over everything, how you got to like look out for each other. Always put your family first, like those sorts of things that we learned as kids growing up in Filipino households. Those are the things that I like really like, you know, push on her, you know, moving forward. I didn't get that a lot from like my white side of the family, but those are things that resonated with me on the Filipino side. And those are the things too that like really connected Chloe and I.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's, I think, what we really admired in each other and saw in each other is that we have the same family values.
Yeah.
Which is why it works out for us for 15 years now.
That's crazy,
Wow.
15
Yeah.
years. So I want to fast forward just a little bit. First of all, I want to give you mad freaking props. And a lot of people don't talk about this, but you became a stay-at-home dad while your wife went back to work. How did you and Chloe end up making this decision?
Well, I mean, like, to be honest with you, it wasn't like the easiest decision to make. Yeah, I was going through like a hard time in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
When was Liv born?
She was born 2018.
Okay.
January.
Yeah.
January 28th, which is actually the date that like Chloe and I started dating. It's like our dating anniversary.
Oh,
so
wow.
it was our daughter's birthday. Yeah.
Serendipity.
Hey. Anyways, yeah, 2019 was a tough year. I was like all over the damn place. I was having a hard time keeping up with work. At the time, I was working with a non-for-profit organization. And then I had my obligations as a Lululemon ambassador and as a photographer as well, and as a father and as a husband. And like, I just felt like I was drowning. And like one thing had to go. And the thing that had to go was the job that I had, the day job that I had with the not-for-profit. So, yeah, I burnt out basically. Like, this is, call it how it is. I burnt out. And I talked to Chloe that night. I was like, I got to get out of there. And she fully supported me. Like, she understood, like, it was like really important for me to like take that next step forward as both, a husband and a father, and being more present for both of them, that that it was required for me to like leave that job. So I left that job. And then yeah, in November, I ended up having surgery on my ankle. So I was in a cast for like 2 months after that. And yeah, I don't know. It was just like a weird time for me, I guess. Like I said, it all came down in that moment in March last year where I had that feelings about my daughter. And then ever since then, it's been like an upward rise. And yeah, during the pandemic, it was a good time for me to like spend more time with my daughter. Chloe went back to the office, but I was at home taking care of the kid at least, 2 or 3 times a day. I would pass her off to my mom when I had days that I had to do shoots and stuff like that. But yeah, no, Chloe is like one of the most supportive women. She's so amazing. She's so great. And like, just for her to give me that space and to give me that freedom to do that, like I owe her everything for sure. And it's, again, like it's giving me that unique opportunity to be a father that gets to stay home with his daughter. I mean, how many dads can say they can do that?
Right.
None, really.
Do you think there's a stigma behind women are the ones who should stay versus the father because they have to breastfeed, they have to do this, they have to do that, XYZ, whatever? Do you think that it's such a, like we've socially had said, this is the way it has been for a long time, that stay-at-home dads is not really an option? Because I'm finding that there's more dads that are exploring this option.
Yeah, now.
And no one's talking about it.
Yeah.
And no one's praising them. One, did you have a support of other dads where you could be like, man, being a stay-at-home dad is fucking hard. Like, this is what I'm going through.
Dad support groups.
Yeah, because for me, I could talk to other moms and be like, this is tough. This, like, who did you turn to besides your wife?
That's a good question. I mean, like I didn't necessarily have like a support group of dads that were like kind of in the same position as I was, but I have like a lot of friends that are fathers as well too that I can talk to about anything. Like Norman's like one of my best friends.
Shout out Norman.
Shout out Norman. He's got 2 beautiful daughters. Cece's like my godchild, and he's like one of the guys like I can definitely have like real talk with, and like talk about like any struggles that we have as parents and stuff like that, and struggles that we have as husbands. So yeah, he's like one of the people that I've kind of gone to. But yeah, I think like in terms of like someone being in the same position as me as like being like a stay-at-home dad, I didn't really necessarily have a blueprint to go by or anything like that. So kind of just like figure it out as I go.
Yeah, you
know what I mean?
wanted to wing it.
Just wanted to wing it.
Yeah. So now that you've seen both sides of being a stay-at-home dad and being a working dad, do you think dads today have it easier, harder, or the same?
That's a good question. I think dads probably have it harder. And like, let me specify that harder is like relative. I don't mean it's harder, but they have more responsibility. Like dads, before, like, no diss to my father, but like he was like the man of the house. You know, he didn't do the things like change diapers. He didn't like, you know, clean around the house. He didn't cook and do all that stuff. But like dads these days, they got to do that shit, right?
Yeah.
They got to change diapers. They got to cook and clean, stuff like that. Do the laundry, things like that. So like, you know, I respect my dad for so many things, but like that's one of the things that he didn't necessarily do around the house. So, yeah, I think like now, like the modern dad is like, there's an expectation. And like you said, it's like all about partnership, right? With your wife. It's not like the expectation is that they do all the stuff around the house and then you just, you know, have fun with the kid for 2 hours before they go to bed, right? When you come in the door, right? Like it's a 24/7 job now for dads too. So and it's all about supporting your wife.
Yeah. So when you did decide, because when you did decide that you were going to be a stay-at-home dad, one, did you get any comments from your side of the family or when you told them? And with Chloe, because let's get real, Filipino people are like, oh, you're going to be a what? Because that's not, and you know, because that's a woman's job, quote.
Yeah.
Because it's always been like that. It's like, why? Like, you're the man. You should be the breadwinner. You should be like, how did you address that? Did you even get those comments? I don't know.
No, honestly, I didn't. If anything, I got more support than anything from my family, my friends. Like, no one ever gave me shit for it.
Yeah.
No one's like, oh man, like, oh, look at you now. You're going to wear an apron around the house and stuff like that. You're going to bake cookies. Like, no, I didn't get anything like that. Like, everyone was like I said, it's like, it's becoming a norm now almost, like an expectation too. Like dads are pulling their weight a little bit more around the house. So yeah, I can't say like I got anything like that. But like, not to say there isn't like toxic masculinity around the subject. And like, perhaps even for myself, it's more me even like trying to like shed that toxicity. That stigma that's in my own brain. Like, damn, like, how did we get here? Like, I'm supposed to be, you know, we should have our own place by now. We should be like, I should have like a great job and like all this other stuff, right? But like, no, that's not like part of my path, I guess. You know what I mean? So
good for you.
It was hard. It was hard to like, you know, to build up the resilience and stuff like that, get past that, and to like the awareness of myself and stuff. And like I said, it came down to those expectations, right? And like just shedding those expectations. So
you spent a lot of time with Liv at home.
Mm-hmm.
What is your secret to raising a good kid?
Geez, lollipops.
You gotta be honest about it.
Yeah, you gotta have bribes on lock for sure. Have bribes on deck. Like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, nap times are always like my favorite time with my daughter. You know, selfishly, like I would have her like sleep on my chest and stuff like that. Even at like 2 years old, like it didn't bother me and stuff like that. I love that. But I think like the biggest dad hack that I had was just like establishing a schedule, sticking to a schedule, you know, making sure she gets fed on time, goes to bed at time, those type of things.
That's perfect.
When you started watching Liv, were you scared like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing because now I have to be with her all day, like 9 to 5 while Chloe's gone? Like, what struggles did you have in the beginning with her, and how did you guys get your groove with just the two of you guys?
Yeah, I mean, to answer your question, yes, I was like definitely shook. Even like just to give you like an idea, like the day that Liv was born, the day we brought her back, sorry, not the day she was born, but the day we brought her home, like I literally had a panic attack. I was like laying in bed, like my heart was like beating out of my chest. I felt like so sick. I thought it was like literally like having a heart attack in that moment. But, you know, I've been like riding that ever since. You know what I mean?
Well, you're here.
Yeah, but I'm here though. I'm here though. And like, like I'm still scared some days, like being with her and like, oh shit, what are we going to do today? Like, you know what I mean? But like, for the most part, like she's such a chill kid. Like all you got to do is just like redirect her attention to like different things, you know, she's done doing this thing. Like, let's do something else, you know, let's go outside. Let's go for a drive. Like, it's like these little things, like just keeping her on the move and stuff like that. It's kind of been like the best thing that I've been able to figure out with her.
Man, I applaud you. That must be tough.
It's a hard work.
Like,
It's a lot of hard work.
When spring break started, I was like, shit.
What
But
do I do?
granted, I had to work, but
Yeah.
then still, I was like, I don't want to just put her in front of the TV the entire time.
Yeah.
But it's a struggle trying to keep kids occupied.
Honestly, it is. Like they'll sit in front of the TV for like maybe an hour, but then what are you gonna do after that? 'Cause
Right.
They're done.
Yeah.
They're done with the TV, and then you gotta have another plan. You gotta have something
Yeah.
else to do. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
so like just always keeping her moving, man. This is kind of like I've been working out for me.
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's hard work, but it pays off.
For sure. It's worth it.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Sorry.
Oh.
My ear is itchy. So, what skill have you learned? Hold on, what is it? What is a skill you were never good at but had to learn so you can teach it or do it to live? So, example, like learning how to braid her hair or like comb her hair or whatever.
Yeah. I learned how to French braid when I found out I was having a daughter. Because I was like, oh shit, she's gonna ask me.
That's why I'm growing my hair out right now. So, I can
So you can
on
practice.
myself. We're actually at the same level of hair, so we have the same haircut right now. A skill I've had to learn. This is stupid, but like Norman gave me the dad hack of like doing the stand-up diaper change. Like every time I would always like change Liv's diaper when we're out, I'd have to like pull out the changing mat.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
like, lay it
Find a
down,
space,
Find
yeah,
a space, a
yeah.
flat space, and get her to change there. But like now I figured out like doing out the stand-up diaper change, and it's like kind of changed the game now.
What
Yeah.
what is
I'm
that?
curious too.
Now
and
mom needs to know the
yeah.
No, it's
you
just
need
like
to share this.
all you got to carry is just like some diapers and some wipes, and you just like drop trowel right there in the middle, like the washroom or whatever it is, and just do the whole thing standing rather than having them lay down. So that's kind of been like my little dad hack too.
I guess
Y'all
that's a
can use
good
that
thing
if you
about
need to.
having a girl, because if you have a boy, you got to just get in like all the crevices.
Yeah,
and-
yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Well, there you go. You guys now have a standing how to change a diaper standing up.
Yeah, man.
So, you radical gentleman creative. How long have you owned this business?
Yeah, like it started about 2016, I'd say.
How'd you come up with this name?
I think over a lot of drinks at Win and Car's house. Yeah, we were just there on like every New Year's we kind of get together and we like kind of like reflect on the year past and like trying to see what's going on for the year moving forward. And I think in just that moment we're like, yo, let's fucking do this shit. Like we're gonna do Radman Creative and we're gonna go all in on this. And the name actually started back in high school when not high school, excuse me, sorry, when we were in university when we both started photography, like taking up cameras and stuff like that. We did a Tumblr. It was called
Tumblr.
It started with Tumblr. It was a
Is
radical.
Tumblr still around?
No,
I don't think so.
But it was like a radical gentleman Tumblr, and like we did this like 365. So like every day you post a new photo on there, and I don't know where the radical gentleman thing came from. It was just like, shit, that sounds cool. Let's roll with it.
Yeah.
And then Radman for short, which is super dope.
Yeah, and then like maybe Rad Dads in the future. Right?
Yeah,
'Cause
there
we're
you
expect-
go.
Winning
Cool.
Car
Right,
expecting
they're
in May,
expecting.
so
Yeah, Rad Dads
Rad
now.
Dads. So we gotta copyright this shit.
Yeah, you should,
People-
for real.
People hop on it. But
Yeah.
yeah. No, yeah, we've been doing it for 10 years now and
Wow.
still grinding.
Wow, 10 years.
Yeah.
Well, actually longer, I guess. Yeah, we started in university, right? So,
Oh, okay.
but I guess officially 2016 we started doing it.
Nice.
So, yeah.
So what inspired you to get into photography back then?
Oh, I think like what first got me into photography was like I skateboard and I started skateboarding in high school, and like all those skateboarding magazines have like the dopest photos, and I used to like tear those out of the magazines and like put them on my wall
Mhm.
when I was a kid, and that's kind of like where my interest in photography started. And then when I turned, I think it was like 25, I got a camera for my birthday, and kind of like ever since that, it's just like been a thing. Like it started as a hobby, and I didn't like realize that I might have something here. I might be okay at this until I won like a photo contest at the university.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was like the international travel or international students, whatever photo contest. I won this like little thing with like this photo I took of it's like these two Filipino boys in the Philippines swinging under a bridge.
Aw.
They were like living in a slum and like they were swinging on this bridge and like they're super happy. Like their face was like so bright and expressive. But anyways, after that moment, I thought, okay, I might be okay at this. And like I started doing like a blog. I started like sharing all these photos. I take photos on my friends. I take photos on like vacations and around, all over the place, right? And then I just finally figured out like I like taking portraits of people. I really enjoy the opportunity to connect with people, I think, more than anything. And ever since then, like this whole Radman thing's been mainly based off of photographing people and connection.
Yeah. If you could take your lens and capture a moment and keep it still, what would it be?
Oh, it's okay. So my favorite photo I've ever taken is a photo of Liv sleeping on Chloe's chest. And like Chloe's, I think she's resting as well too. Like they're both sleeping. And it's like a black and white photo I took with like a film camera. I like developed it myself and everything, scanned it myself. And it's like my absolute favorite photo. I don't have it. I might have it on my phone, but anyways, it's my absolute favorite photo. It just like captures everything that's important to me, just in like one simple photograph. So
that's awesome. You guys must have lots of pictures together.
Oh shit, yeah. I'm actually like teaching Liv now how to use the camera.
Oh, cool.
So it's like pretty dope. Yeah, like she'll like pick up my SLR, and she knows how to turn it on. She knows how to use the shutter. She knows like aim. Put daddy in the middle, right?
Yeah.
See that square? Put daddy right in the center there.
You got a future photographer on your hands.
Yeah. So I'm like trying to, teach her. I'm not going to be like, oh shit, that's daddy's $7,000 camera.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to be like that. Like I want to like pass this down to her too, So
that's awesome. So if you were granted one wish to have a photograph session with somebody, who would it be and why? Alive or dead?
Ooh, anybody?
Yeah.
Anybody.
Prince.
Good one.
Fucking Prince, man. I love that guy. Like I have, he's like one of the men I admire the most, dead or alive, any kind of musician, actor, anything. He's like one of the ones that I look up to the most, just because he's so comfortable in his own skin, and he's just like so bold and not afraid to be like something, you know what I mean? Something different, something new, something unique,
Totally.
and just be himself, like he's the shit.
He was a trailblazer for sure.
Big time, man.
crazy.
And it's like his anniversary's coming up, his death anniversary's coming up
Yeah.
soon. So R.I.P. King.
Right?
R.I.P.
So I know we always look at the board and we're like, is it really time already? Like, did we really go over time again?
Yeah, we could sit here and shoot the shit with you.
Oh,
for
like
longer.
For real.
legit.
Yeah.
So we're almost out of time. So there's, I know, right? So we want to thank you for coming onto the show, because I know, like, even today you were like, I don't know what's going to happen today. I think it's going to be.
How's this gonna work?
So we appreciate you taking the time to coming onto our show and like letting us ask you all these like really personal questions and allowing us to give you the safe space and vice versa to have this conversation. So before we go, we wanted to ask you two things.
All right.
For any dads out there that's considering staying at home, what message would you give them today? And the second question I have for you is tell the world why you think you're a dope dad.
Dang. Gas myself up now.
You have to.
There you go. Yeah.
So what was the first question again?
What message would you give?
What message would I give to any dad that wants to be a
Stay-at-home dad, yeah.
Just do it, man. It's the fucking best thing you're ever going to do. The best decision in your life. Like, you're going to have hard ass shitty days, but you're going to have more amazing days than bad days. And you're going to learn so much more about yourself as a father. You're going to learn so much more about your child. And you're going to have a better relationship with your wife, because you're going to understand more about what she's went through through that first year that she was on mat leave or whatever it is, right? Just do it, man, because it's like it's the best. Like, I've had some shitty jobs, but this is the best job I've ever had in my life, for real.
Yeah.
Like, it's corny as hell to say,
No,
not.
not at all.
but like, it's the best job and the most rewarding job I've ever had.
Totally. Yeah. So tell us why you're a dope dad.
Why am I a dope dad?
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I get that imposter syndrome too as a dad. You know what I mean? Like,
No
some
way.
days maybe I'm not like cut out for the shit, or like maybe I'm not as good as I am. But I think I'm a dope dad because I don't know, man. I'm just having fun doing this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just having fun doing this shit, and like, there's no rule book to it. I'm not trying to write a rule book or like, create a blueprint for any of this shit. It's just like, I'm just having fun while I'm doing it. And that's, I think, the best part about it, right?
Yeah.
If you ain't having fun while you're doing it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
For
make it
real.
fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We say it all the time. You got to be able to laugh at yourself all
100.
the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big time.
Well, thank you so much again. We know that Liv and Chloe are so lucky to have you in their lives. Yeah. And so thank you. Be sure to check out Radical Gentleman Creative for all your photography needs. Stevie, what are your handles for that?
Oh, so we're on Instagram. It's Radman Creative. That's mainly where we're based out of right now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And our website is just radicalgentleman.com.
Cool. So be sure to check them out, guys. We'll also link it below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on our YouTube channel. We're also on Buy Me a Coffee. It's at buymeacoffee.com/HAMother. Thank you again, Ham Fam. COVID is still around, so be sure to wash your hands, wear your mask, and most importantly, love yourself even on the hardest days.
Bye.
Bye.
With some bombs in the smoke, with some bombs in the smoke.